Okay then, Helldivers, we're back inside of the game today and we have got so much to go through, it is insane. We're going to be talking about the major order and where we're at with that right now, and then we've got a load of interesting stuff coming your way, including some cool things that you guys have been doing in-game and out of the game, and some stories for your faces. We've also got some talk about the latest crash issues, and somebody's been doing some testing thoroughly in the background so that they can tell you exactly what it is that's been going on. So we're going to break it all down for you guys today. If you haven't already, smash that beautiful blue thumbs up and subscribe with post notifications turned on. It'd be greatly appreciated. And if you'd be so kind to check out our sponsor for today's video, Instant Gaming, the platform that has all of your favorite games for Steam, Origin, Battle.net, Uplay, and indie games on PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch, up to 70% off. Digital games, instant delivery 24/7. They purchase in bulk from the developers and sell to you guys at a cheaper price. It's safe, legal, and easy to do. Head down to the description right now and click on the link. You'll also find a link underneath it for the monthly giveaway that we host with Instant Gaming in partnership. It'd be greatly appreciated if you got involved. It's really, really simple. But with that being said, let's dive on into today's video. Okay, quickly, first up, before we get into it, the major order overview right now. Over 100,000 of you guys currently on Helmir with an 80% liberation stake going on at the moment. It's going to take us around 3 to 4 hours, depending on how many more Helldivers jump into there. And then that is the major order completed. All we have to do at that point is hold them all down for the next 2 days. It should be a really simple major order, I'm not going to lie. We managed to take all 4 planets in the space of like, what, 24, 48 hours? Absolutely crazy. Nothing else really to report with that one. So, starting off, we have got some interesting stuff going on in the scene right now with 4.5 thousand upvotes. It's so damn cool when people take this game and make it completely and utterly something else. So, right here, we've got an image gone up on the Reddit where spreading democracy in miniature form, and this looks incredible. If I could get some of these, I definitely would. Some of these miniatures and collectibles that people have been making, designing, and/or painting just look absolutely awesome. If we could see some of these on the shelves at some point, Arrowhead, you know full well that most of us would 100% be purchasing these things. Massive kudos to the creator of this one, of Komarev. This one is so damn cool, and I love seeing stuff like this inside of the real world from the game. Next up, we've got an incredible story. We posted up in our Discord for people to start pushing their stories and cool roleplay moments inside of the game into the Discord platform. We're actually going to put down an entire thread base chat inside of the Discord for you guys just to put your stories of what you've experienced in game. And the roleplay in behind this one is absolutely amazing, and I love the way that it was described. So simple, yet so effective. Right here we have somebody that stated, "Marshall, tell me about the war. I had a squad once and we were all space cadets on the front lines of Fenrir 3. We saw victory many times, made us cocky, inflated our egos, gave us the bright idea to transfer over to Dofnir, and I never saw my friends again after the first deployment." Now this actually received 1.7 thousand likes on the original posting of this, and it is absolutely amazing. So we've been putting these stories up in the Discord. If you guys want to add into it, it'd be absolutely incredible. I love seeing these stories. They're just little things, they're just a little bit of roleplay additions, but for me, they're just those wholesome moments and the really cool things that you guys can do inside of the game, especially when we start looking at the roleplay elements. Now, a change that has already been made by Arrowhead Game Studio that is probably one of the greatest changes inside of the game, and 5,300 of you guys had actually agreed with this. I definitely would as well, hence why it got my upvote. All of the links for all of these are down in the description below. You guys can go ahead and show your support as well, but the Charger rocket headshot is the best change in the game. Pumping a rocket into the face of an ongoing Charger to have it hit the dirt and flip its butt in the air is the absolute best. So satisfying to land a headshot across the map on a big boy running a teammate down. I made recoilless EATs such a good pick. I'm fully satisfied playing heavy weapons guy now, as my map full of randoms run around aggroing everything with no means to kill heavies, so I just keep them safe from the big bads. I do wish the recallers had just a slightly shorter reload, not a lot, just like 3 to 5 seconds. Also, people are catching on to team reloads. I do think it'd be cool if people could reload you out of your own backpack, so it doesn't quite force all the power onto one player. I get a rocket and a backpack, and my reloader can only reload me. Now, I think that this is absolutely true. The actual EATs is a standard part of my official loadout now for most different mission sorts inside of this game, mainly because I love being that guy that just takes an EAT and slams it into a charger's face. I don't know why, it's just the most satisfying thing in the game for me as of right now. They also work really well against the Bile Titans if you're running the Railgun Orbital Strike, as well as an EAT. You can take most of these guys out in the 2-pump. It's absolutely crazy and definitely worth running through. Now we're going to get into the crash details inside of what it is that somebody has actually found, and there has been a lot of information that people have found, and this is starting to get a bit of traction over on Reddit. But before we get into it though, guys, we have just announced the latest winner for the giveaway here on the channel. If you guys want to get involved for the next one, we're giving away a copy of Helldivers 2, or don't worry, if you've already got the game, we're giving the money equivalent away in super credits. If you guys want to get involved with it, it is extremely simple. Just make sure that you head down to the description and put in a blue heart into the comment section. Whether it's 1 or 10, it doesn't matter. Just make sure there's a blue heart in your comment and we'll enter you into the next giveaway that we're going to be hosting here on the channel. With that being said though, let's dive on into this post because it is quite a bloody lengthy one. Now this is absolutely mental, but bad news, Helldivers. So science is in, and it turns out that more items equals more crashes. Now just to give you guys a bit of a brief as to how this one's actually worked, there has been some players inside of the game that have been working on how this one operates. Now it states right here, wish I could say I was joking, Patriots. I'm not. It's not just arc weapons that are causing the crashes. After conducting field tests, my squad have confirmed that expandable anti-tanks, all other supply stratagems, and even the resupply drops are contributing to heartbreaking crashes late into missions. Brief explanation up first, long-winded rundown second, and the conclusion and advice last. Now we're going to give you guys the brief explanation at the beginning and the conclusions and advice last, and you guys can go and read all of the details with regards to this because it is extremely detailed on to how it actually operates. But the basics for this one right here, he states, after doing some tests to confirm our suspicions, my squad strongly believes that in addition to the current known issue with the arc weapons causing crashes and freezes, there is an additional bug which causes game crashing and freezes to rapidly cascade through all players in a game session within 1 to 2 minute window once an identified threshold is interactable items entities have been spawned onto the map. Our experience is that once the threshold to kill the game session has been reached, the crashes and freezes will start after a player next calls down a stratagem which spawns items that can be picked up. After this point, all players can expect to freeze or crash within the next 1 or 2 minutes, but any other players that also use an item spawning stratagem will also immediately freeze or crash. The stratagems which contribute to the issue include support weapons, all backpacks, and even the resupply. The worst offender is the expandable anti-tank, also known as the EAT, due to its extremely low cooldown and 2 items spawned per use. Now this makes a hell of a lot of sense. The essential movement for this one is that there is too much going on the map, as well as all of these things. Now we know full well that we can spawn in new EATs quite freaking frequently, like we are talking very fast. So for me, I managed to pop these down. Every time a charger comes, I manage to pick one up, we throw it away, so on and so forth. All you're doing is adding to the map filing. So not only are the arc bits being an issue, but you will notice that a lot of you guys are still experiencing crashes and or freezes, even though you've not got the arc thrower or the Tesla tower or anything like that. You guys are just running your EATs and you're running your supply drops and stuff like that. These are all quite simple mechanics. Having the backpack and an EAT is quite a normal drop rate that you guys are going to be utilizing. Now it states right here that the conclusion and advice for this one is based on our squad's testing. You should limit your team to no more than 2 members bringing EAT. When we run with 3 or 4 or more who are all zealous about deploying it quickly after it comes off cooldown, we can expect crashes about 18 to 20 minutes into a 40-minute mission. If the crashing is directly tied to the number of item entities spawned on the map, then you may also be able to mitigate this by avoid leaving behind too many EATs unused and supply backs at each point of interest. But exhausting all of these, it can be time consuming as well as dangerous or higher difficulties. Having had a look around, it doesn't look like anyone else has reported this yet. Arrowhead support forum and latest bug sections on their Zendesk support site both appear to be unavailable currently, but I have tried to submit a bug report to them as directly as possible by logging a request with the full details. Essentially, if any guys from Arrowhead are watching this, could you please take a run through on this one and see if this is legitimate or not? As far as I'm concerned, I experienced quite a few crashes and freezes over the last 24-hour period, and mainly I run the EAT, and I love to call that bloody bad boy down alongside the backpack. So when we're obviously getting rinsed out and dying quite a lot, we're going to be dropping a lot of different items. This is an interesting feat to say the least, and maybe something that the community at large can actually run out and try to do as well. If we can all give it a crack and see if this guy's main theory is correct, then maybe Arrowhead can be enforced to actually figure this one out as well. Now, we are going to end this video on a very solid motive. At the moment, as it stands, me and our Discord, via the description below, 7,500 people in there I may add, are wanting to go forth for a Creek week. If you've managed to get this far into the video, you're obviously an absolute legend and clearly a fighter for democracy. If you are, then let me know via the comment section if you guys want to go in for a Creek week with us, and so we can build those numbers up and see if we can finally take out the Malevelon Creek. This is going to be an interesting one, and I want to see how the comment section records to this one as to how far it is that you guys are getting into the videos. But if we do it, then it's going to be from tomorrow, and we're going to be bashing it out for the next week to see how far we can really take that planet. This was a long one, and I do apologize, but all we can do is dive on into the next video going up later today. If you haven't already, smash the beautiful blue thumbs up, subscribe, post notifications turned on. Appreciate your faces, and as always, I'll see you in the clouds.